and get started. All right, on March 18th, 2020, Governor Ivey issued a proclamation authorizing the Birmingham Land Bank Authority Board to meet by telephone/video conference under certain circumstances. In accordance with the governor's proclamation, this meeting will be held by telephone, WebEx video conference through the Cisco WebEx platform and YouTube Live. So I hereby call this meeting to order. All right, today we have several things on our agenda that we need to discuss in terms of business items. I will start by doing a roll call of Land Bank Board members. Leord Watson, Director Leord Watson. Director Nolanda Hatcher. Director Brad Green.
I am here. Good afternoon.
Director Robert Burton. Director Robert Burton. Director Burton, I think you're on mute.
Director Hannon, I also see that Director Watson is here.
Okay, all right. Director Watson?
He's on mute.
Okay.
Present.
Okay. I do see that Director Burton is here. So let it be noted that I do see him here. Director Marshall Anderson. Director Carol Clark.
I'm here.
All right. All right. Well, we are going to go into the business for today. And Ms. Joanne Burrow will go over the agenda items and provide them for discussion for board members. So at this point, I want to turn the floor over to Ms. Burrow.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Glad to see everyone here. And this is our my first time doing this. Eric usually does everything, as y'all know. So please excuse me if I'm a little. So the first resolution to be considered is 4.8.21.1. A resolution approving applications and authorizing board chair to execute agreements with applicants for the lot lease program. And it looks like we have 6 applications for that.
Okay, is there any discussion on the floor?
Just for, I know it's probably already been done, but just for posterity's sake, all the applications have been reviewed and went through our normal processes and procedures.
Yes.
Yes, sir. And Chelsea can, Chelsea, did you want to give any information on that?
Okay, so with all the applications, they've been in our queue for at least 30 days, which is a part of our policies and procedures. They've all been reviewed. I reviewed every single last one of these applications. There was only one competing application for a property that is app number 5810, property address 1045 6th Place West. I chose to go with this applicant instead of our quiet title applicant who applied for this property. The quiet title applicant wanted to build a home on this vacant lot versus this person wanted to do a garden or a green space. The reasoning behind this was that we got our new employee, Inspector Richardson, to go out and look at this property. Well, he looked at all of them, but we wanted him to pay specific information to attention to this property. And through the pictures and his findings, the property was too small to actually build a home on. So that's why we went with the lot lease applicant over the quiet title applicant.
Okay.
Also, just a note too, this person who we chose for this one, she has been living next door. She lives directly next door to the property, and she's been taking care of and maintaining it for, according to her application, the past 10 years.
Okay.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'd
So
like to
moved.
To approve.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you, Brad.
This is Brad. I'll make a motion to approve the resolution as presented.
I'll second it. Carol Clark.
Say it. All right, so I'll do the vote here. Commissioner or Board Director Clark,
Aye.
Board Director Watson,
Aye.
Director Burton,
Aye.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
and my vote is aye as well. So the motion passes.
Our next agenda item is Resolution 4.8.21.2, a resolution approving applications and authorizing board chairs to execute agreements with applicants for the quiet title program. Elliot, did you want to say anything about those applications that you reviewed?
Yes, I can speak on these. Good afternoon, everyone. We had several quiet title applications that needed to be reviewed before this meeting, especially because the meeting last month was canceled. There are more than just these that are presented on the slide in front of you, but I will address some of these that are on this slide. The initial three here, as you can probably tell, are consecutive lots on 22nd Avenue there. Heritage Homes and Land Acquisitions has provided us with some architectural drawings of some homes that they intend to build on these lots. The second group there is Mark Finley's E3 Investments. Again, these are just homes that are in a dilapidated condition that he intends to renovate for rentals, it appears. Some of these other ones, as you can see, Indian Ridge wants to renovate or build to sell. I think that is just a lot at this time, and the TC Squared Management Services is going to renovate the home there. Like I said, these homes are in the typical land bank condition, but all of these applicants did present to me a pretty robust maintenance and development plan, with well thought out prices associated with some of these renovation costs. And as you can see, there's some more here on this next slide. We did have two at the very bottom there. You'll note with the asterisk were some that we had approved yesterday. And so that's the only reason they have those asterisks there. They were some that we just kind of had to put on there at the last minute. But I'm happy to answer any questions about these applications that the board may have. Like I said, I've done an extensive review of these and found them all to be adequate for the land bank's purposes of approving these applications.
Is there any discussion for this resolution?
I had one question of Elliot. Did you say that there are more than the ones you're showing that we're being asked to approve today?
Good afternoon, Director Clark. So there are 2 slides here, and so I was just saying that the ones you'll notice that some of these are on one slide, and then once we go to the other slide, there you go. The continued slide will be the rest of them. We had enough that they did not all fit onto a single slide there.
Okay, and the only exceptions to the meeting package are the 2 that have the asterisk?
Yes, ma'am. Those were some that we had that were brought to our attention that needed to be closed. They were closed yesterday, or they were reviewed yesterday, and they were put on the board meeting agenda. But unfortunately, because of the time, I don't think that they were on the agenda packet that the board received as they went on yesterday afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
I just have one request. I was asked by the Enon Ridge neighborhood officer if we could push that one property back to next month. They said that they have not heard of that organization, and they were interested in finding out some more information, and just made the request that we push that back to next month and relay that to them. I probably need to put that in a formal motion, but would that be something that we could do?
So Elliot, what's your thought on that?
If the neighborhood president or the organization has requested that, I think that I would leave it to the board's decision about a delay. We can always approve it later if need be. I was going to pull up their application just so I could take a look at it right now. But again, all these applications have passed the approval stage. If the board chooses to delay this application, we can always come back to it. Like Director Burton says, if they would like some more information, we can certainly delay and come back to this at a later time.
Right. Is there anyone from the Enon Ridge Neighborhood Association present today? Okay. Is there a motion? I'm sorry.
I know I have spoken with the guy who put in that application before. We've been kind of having communications back and forth for a couple of months now, and I think he actually met with Mr. Fancher before he left. But he was someone who he said that he grew up in the Enon Ridge community, and he was just interested in just redeveloping his old neighborhood. But again, just putting those facts out there, it's totally up to the board's decision. But I just wanted to let you all know that we have had communications with this specific applicant before.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, if the board decides to delay this one item, I think that it can be accomplished if you make a motion to amend that resolution, and then all other properties can go forward, and we can hold that one back at the suggestion of Director Burton, if that's what the board wants to do.
Yes, thank you. So is there a motion on the floor to amend Resolution 4.8.21.2 minus property 5726, but we will approve the rest of the properties, and we will at a later date come back to this property after speaking with the Enon Ridge Neighborhood Association?
Yeah, I would like to also put a I guess put a time frame on it, so we don't just leave it out there forever. So go ahead and say let's bring it back next month, next meeting. We
Okay.
can include that in there somewhere.
I just have a question about process. Is it a requirement that, I mean, that neighborhood associations know the applicant?
It is
Just a
not,
question.
it is not a requirement, but it would help us if the neighborhood association would reach out to us directly by email. And that way we can do our research and talk to the party that's interested and get them
put
to
the two
talk to.
together.
Yes.
Okay. So that is how it usually happens.
Yes.
Someone would be curious and reach out to the staff, and the staff can facilitate that connection. So by amending it to exclude it, we would just be allowing a little more time for that to happen. Yes. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we weren't creating, but this is something we do facilitate.
Yes,
when
we can.
When we know about it. When we
yes.
have time and know about it.
Or if Director Burton would like to get involved with that facilitation, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm more than happy to send an introductory email between yourself, Ms. Burrow, and Ms. Reynolds to try and coordinate that. No problem.
So, Director Burton, did you make a motion? I know.
I did not. I was under the understanding, though, that was being done by Mr. Hannon and Mr. Watson, but we can make a motion if that's not the case.
Right. Director Burton, I think that you should make the motion.
All right. I'd like to motion to amend resolution 4.8.21. Sorry, is that the right one? That's not the right one. 4.8.21.2 to take off applicant number 5726 to be discussed at a later date, and that date should be done, within the next 30 days.
Second.
Commissioner Director Watson.
Aye.
Director Burton.
Aye.
Director Green.
Aye.
Director Clark.
Aye.
Director Hannon is aye. Motion passes.
Our next agenda item is 4.8.21.3. And that's a resolution approving applications and authorizing the board chairs to execute agreements with applicants for the immediate acquisition program.
So any discussion on the floor? So is there a motion to approve resolution 4.8.21.4? I mean, 0.3, I'm sorry.
So moved.
I have a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Director Green.
Aye.
Director Watson.
Aye.
Director Burton.
Aye.
Director Clark.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Our next agenda item is 4.8.21.4. And that's authorizing a request to the Land Commissioner for the transfer of the state's interest of 29 tax delinquent properties located in the corporate limits of the city of Birmingham to the Birmingham Land Bank Authority. And Elliot, I'm sorry, was it 29 or 30, Elliot? I apologize.
It was 30.
It's 30.
Yes.
Okay, we'll make that correction.
Director Hannon, I had a question.
Yes.
I was just wondering, can you remind me how much we pay the state land commissioner for the transfer of the state's interest? I mean, to acquire their interest per property?
Ms. Burrow, can
Ms.
you?
Clark, that
Yes.
number's zero,
Is 0.
Okay,
no cost.
Nice.
thank you.
That's a bargain.
It is.
It's a good bargain. Is there any discussion on the floor for this resolution?
This is Director Green. Ms. Burrell, has the city had any involvement in trying to guide us here on kind of targeting some of these acquisitions from the state, or do you have any color on why these were selected?
So a lot of them are, if we're out in the neighborhoods and we see a lot or a house that we deem might be helpful to the land bank under our strategic acquisition program, then we'll request the tax deeds. There are some deeds that the community development, they might want to work with, and so we'll ask for those. We have other nonprofits like CHEER or TDC. They might ask us to get properties for them. So we've requested those tax deeds.
Great, thank you.
If I may too, to add to that, also we would request these tax deeds too for the applications that we just approved.
Right, that's right.
All right, is there a motion to approve resolution 4.8.21.4?
I'll make a motion to approve. Brad Green.
Second.
Director Green,
Aye.
Director Watson,
Aye.
Director Burton,
Aye.
and Director Clark.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Our last item is 4.8.21.5. Resolution authorizing the assignment of non-compliant property transfer agreements to Hand Arundel Harrison, sale for review.
Floor is open for discussion.
For these properties, the applicants have been non-compliant with their maintenance and development plans. And so we want to ask Hand Arundel to look into this so that we can cancel their contracts and put these properties up for sale.
Are any of these applicants have they currently applied for more property from the land bank?
No, no, sir.
Okay.
Not since these, no, sir.
All right.
So I don't know. Can I just ask a question about whether, how has everyone's had the 2 years to comply or to perform?
No, they haven't been sold to them yet because they haven't completed their maintenance and development plans in a satisfactory
I
manner.
see. Okay. So they've not ever been awarded, these properties have not been awarded to these individuals. They've never completed
That's
the
correct.
transaction.
That's correct.
Okay.
Director Clark, if I can just add this as well, as part of the Land Bank Authority's policies and procedures, and to Ms. Joanne's point, it does state that if transferees whose applications have been approved and they've been contacted to sign agreements and to supply the information required, if they don't do so within 60 days, that the land bank staff can close the application at that time. But it's my understanding through Ms. Burrell that they've been given well over 60 days. And I think you will see that she's very knowledgeable and has had one-on-one contact with each of these. And so the 60-day time limit has definitely been exceeded. So they've been given ample time to comply.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve resolution 4.8.21.5?
So moved.
Second.
Director Green? Director Green?
Aye.
Director Watson?
Aye.
Director Burton?
Aye.
And Director Clark?
Aye.
All right, motion passes.
Okay. And is there any old business?
I have one quick question. I know that I don't know if this would be considered old business or new business, but we I was under the understanding when we first started this that this was live streaming on YouTube, but I don't see it on YouTube. Is this live streaming currently on YouTube, this meeting?
I know we're recording this session and can post that on YouTube afterwards, but Ms. Law, is it streaming on YouTube?
It is not live streaming on YouTube.
I apologize to put any more work on staff, but might I ask this be uploaded onto YouTube, by at least before our next meeting?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Director Burton, that's another everything, but we'll make sure it's on there.
Understood. I really appreciate you, Ms. Burrow, and you, Ms. and you, Ms. Law. I appreciate y'all. The only other thing I wanted to just make sure to bring up before we kind of move on is I just wanted to make sure to uplift that resolution 4.8.21.2, as it stands, we've approved amending the resolution, but we still needed to we still actually needed a motion to approve the resolution if the board so wants. So, if there was, apologize if there was any miscommunication related to how motion was created, but so far I motioned to amend it and that was approved. But if the board wants to approve that resolution, it still needs to be, somebody needs to motion to approve it.
Okay. It was my understanding that the amendment was a motion to approve with the exception of property 5726. But if we need to go back and approve it, then that's no problem.
Yeah, definitely not trying to cause any trouble, just trying to make sure there's no legal issues moving forward. The way
Okay,
that my motion was a motion to amend the resolution. And now we just need to a motion to approve the resolution with that.
okay.
Since that
Ms.
amendment.
Burrow, Ms. Burrow, can we go back to that amendment?
Yes, sir. And that was resolution 4.8.21.2. Resolution approving applications and authorizing board chairs to execute agreements with applicants for the Quiet Title Program.
Is there a motion on the floor to approve as amended? Say, I will make the motion to approve resolution 4.8.21.2 as amended. Second, is there a second?
Second.
Director Green,
Aye.
Director Watson,
Aye.
Director Burton, Director Burton, Director Clark,
Aye.
Director Hannon, aye. Motion passes.
Okay, and is there any new business?
I do have just two things I wanted to highlight. When I joined the team, it was informed to me that there was not a dedicated vehicle for the Birmingham Land Bank Authority, that there was a vehicle that was accessible to be loaned, but that was not consistent. And so on February 22nd, I made the request to push through the order of 2 vehicles for the Land Bank Authority. That order was placed on March 12th. So I will give another update once those vehicles are received. Also, in terms of our communication, I am so glad that Ms. Law was joining us today, Ms. Chelsea Law, because she has done a lot of hard work together with Mr. Fancher on the website and also on the social media sites and platforms. Working with the city, I have teamed up with the Office of Public Information, who has done an assessment, which I did receive, and I will review and meet with the team to review that. That will be ways that we can improve our website and also our social media platforms to address the many questions that come to our office on a daily basis. I do want to introduce the staff. Many of you know them. Many of you have heard their names, and I'm so glad that they were not only open, but willing to participate on today's call. We have Miss Joanne Burrell, who did a great job today. I know she said it's something Eric normally does, and I'm so glad she was willing, able, and knowledgeable to do that. Miss Joanne Burrell is probably the longest standing member of this team. And she has been there from almost the very beginning. She's definitely an expert. Yes, thank you, Dr. Hannon. Applauses to Ms. Burrow. She's an expert on the Quiet Title program. She's involved in every facet of the operations and has done a beautiful job. I also want to acknowledge Ms. Chelsea Law again. She not only works on the website and social media platforms, but she also does a lot of the creative work that you see. And she also manages the lot lease program, very knowledgeable, responsive, and she's in touch with the public, as is all of our team, almost on a daily basis. I also want to acknowledge Mr. Richard Smith, who you heard speak earlier about the Quiet Title and compliance review piece. Richard is recently joining our team, but I think it hasn't been a year yet, but he's doing a great job. Definitely involved in the compliance piece and also reviewing applications. Very thorough, always willing to come in. We are really, really grateful for Richard. Last but not least, well, not last, we got 2 more. Mr. Armand Richardson, we are pleased to have him. He definitely brings that good energy, the joy to this team. Mr. Richardson comes to us from the Housing Authority, lots of experience. He's our guy in the field. Not only is he setting up all of those signs on the land bank properties that the law requires, but he has his hands in almost every inspection or request that we have for him to go out in the field, always willing, always ready. Last but not least, we have Ms. Cara Clay. Ms. Cara Clay is our AmeriCorps Vista intern. She joined us a few weeks ago, has already dived into some of the research projects that we have for her, and it's a pleasure to have her as well. So to the board, I just want you to see them again, get to know them again, and they will continue to take a part in these meetings because, as you see, they know the information, they are in touch with the public, extremely forward facing, and they give excellent community service. They're engaging, they're creative, and they manage these processes from start to finish. That's all for me, Dr. Hannon.
All right, thank you so much. And I just want to echo those very sentiments. I just want to say thank you to the land bank staff for all of your hard work and dedication to the residents of Birmingham. All right, is there any other discussion? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Thank you for keeping it under an hour, Dr. Hannon.
Good job.
All right, everyone have a great weekend, and we will see you all shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.